Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Right now at 5, screams and a disturbing scene outside a Bakersfield bar the night a BPD assistant chief is arrested. We'll have the surveillance video from that night and what the police chief has to say about officers arresting one of their own.
We are only a few weeks into the school year and already students clashing on one high school campus. The Gay Straight Alliance Club says several students bullied them at their first meeting of the year. We'll tell you what the school district is doing about it.
A new proposal to get the homeless off the streets with a so-called low-barrier shelter. What that means and how soon it could be open. This is Friday, September 6, 2019. Great to have you with us. I am Maddie Jansen, and we are graced with Tabitha Mills this morning. Alex off for the day.
That's right, and I'm glad to be here. Had some DBA, Downtown Business Association events last night. Barely made it this morning.
I'm so sad I missed it. It's such a cool night, their martini tasting contest.
Yeah, it was really great. We had businesses from downtown come out and give us their best stuff, if you will, and really fun atmosphere down there.
Very cool. And if you're heading off into the weekend, you are going to enjoy this weather. I can't wait.
Yeah, we are going to be looking at some nicer weather as we round out the weekend, head into next week. The coolest of the temperatures come early on next week, so that'll be really nice. One thing we're not seeing that we saw yesterday is a little bit of the cloud cover and the moisture. We saw some thunderstorms develop yesterday into the mountains and bleed over into the valley. Not expecting that today, but I do want to show you up in the Ridgecrest area. That's where it all started. Edward up that way captured that right there on his camera and allowed us to share it. So yeah, Ridgecrest started these clusters of thunderstorms, and then they kind of expanded from that yesterday. Here's a look at the thunderstorm forecast for today, and what you'll notice is it is pushed off to the east here. So for Kern County, we're not expecting any thunderstorm activity whatsoever. That is all said and done. 76 in Bakersfield right now. We've got a calm wind out there, and as we take a look at the hour by hour, starting out near 74, 89 at noon, and by 3 o'clock we'll be right near 95 for the mountains, currently at 64. No winds. We'll see a little breeze pick up throughout the day, 64 degrees by 7 a.m., 83 at noon, and we'll keep you right near that by 3 o'clock with that westerly wind at 14. We'll talk more about the weekend weather and where is Dorian. That's all coming your way in just a little bit.
All right, thanks so much, Kev. And we're taking a look outside this morning, Highway 99 near White Lane. Things are moving smoothly here. The only issue on the road is one we're going to talk about in a moment on northbound 99. We'll tell you about a closure there. And then all of the traffic construction projects that are ongoing. Just leave yourself some extra time for the next few months probably. But everything else is open and clear. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes. We begin this morning, though, out of Oildale, where firefighters have just knocked down a fire at a trailer park. This is video just into our newsroom. The fire broke out just before 4 a.m. at this park on McCord Avenue, just off Chester Avenue. You can see the mobile home in ashes. Both city and county firefighters were there fighting this fire. No word on if anyone was inside when flames broke out. We have a 17 News crew on scene gathering more information, and we'll continue to bring you more throughout Sunrise this morning.
Part of northbound Highway 99 remains shut down this morning after a big rig rollover. It happened just after 10 last night north of Merle Haggard Drive. The truck ended up on its left side, blocking 2 lanes of traffic. Officers think it happened because of mechanical failure or because the driver drifted and hit a guardrail. CHP reopened one of those lanes, but this morning the number 3 lane remains closed. No word on when it may reopen, and CHP says being buckled up saved the driver from being badly hurt.
We're learning more about the arrest of Evan Demestahas, one of the assistant BPD chiefs. As we've reported, Demestahas faces a felony domestic assault charge. 17 News has obtained security video from the parking lot of the VIP Lounge Bar where police say the alleged assault happened. 17's Olivia LaVoice has the story, and we should warn you the video may be upsetting to some viewers.
At 11:57 p.m. Tuesday night, surveillance video from the VIP lounge shows a woman exiting the bar, walking towards a white vehicle. She gets into the driver's seat. About 45 seconds later, a man walks out of the bar and gets into the passenger seat. What happens in the car within the next 5 minutes is unclear. It's not until the trunk of the car opens that screams from a woman can be heard. The screams continue and escalate. At 12:06 a.m., a woman and man are seen walking out of the bar towards the white vehicle as the car horn blares and the woman inside is heard screaming. The woman who exited the bar begins to yell. In the next 30 seconds, the woman outside the car begins to yell, "Stop! Get off of her!" and walks towards the white vehicle. As it appears the woman inside the vehicle gets out and walks away, as the other woman goes to confront the man inside the car. At this point, the car begins to drive away as the woman who witnessed the episode tries to chase after it. This footage appears to describe the domestic assault that police say happened just after midnight in the parking lot of the VIP lounge Wednesday.
I was called early in the morning, and we put every resource toward it to get to the bottom of it and get to the truth.
The truth, according to investigators, appears ugly, as the man arrested is one of BPD's assistant chiefs, Evan Demestahas.
Are we disappointed? Absolutely, we're disappointed. But we have to build on what we've started, and are we who we say we are? When I became chief, I challenged this organization to create a culture of accountability, and I believe that came to light yesterday.
Demestahas has been with the department for 18 years and is one of 2 assistant chiefs. Following his arrest, he was put on administrative leave. The DA's office has not yet set an arraignment date for his pending case. Olivia Lavoie, 17 News.
Anytime we report on stories like this, we feel it's important to share these numbers so you can know where to go for help. Always call 911 if it's an emergency. You can also call the Alliance Against Family Violence and Sexual Assault 24-hour crisis line. That's 327-1091. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-SAFE. There's also the Family Justice Center. It's a one-stop shop for anyone looking for help. It's at 2101 Oak Street in Bakersfield.
A group of students at Frontier High School is alleging discrimination. They say the first Gay-Straight Alliance meeting of the new year was met with hate. 17's Karen Waugh spoke with a Frontier High School student and shares his thoughts.
The alleged incident involved members of the school's Gay-Straight Alliance Club, and it's been a hot topic of discussion among parents and students.
We want school to feel like a safer place, and I'm starting to feel less and less like that.
In a Facebook post last week, a Frontier High parent said the first Gay-Straight Alliance meeting of the new school year was met with hate. The post claimed several students with the Future Farmers of America confronted the alliance, holding Make America Great Again flags. According to the post, several straight students also held hands and yelled, "This is what's right."
Organizations like the GSA can give some students like that who may be questioning their sexuality a place to get support. And for then something like the incident at Frontier to happen, it takes that away.
The National Future Farmers of America organization reacted to the alleged incident on Instagram. Their statement reads in part, "Anyone who intimidates, discriminates, or bullies another person or group does not represent the values of the FFA." The Kern High School District also released a statement saying, "Students have varying views and opinions. One of the goals of the educational process is to teach students how to communicate respectfully with each other." At a board meeting Wednesday, 2 school district trustees said 8 students were suspended for several days.
We know that the administration had solved it, but we wanted to try to create a solution and recommend to the board a way to prevent future problems.
Nicholas Lopez and his peers proposed a district-wide student-led committee to address discrimination and promote sensitivity training in the future.
I think it's more on educating students about how to be inclusive rather than trying to control speech.
So what better time to roll out Pride in the Classroom than after that incident?
As a result, PFLAG in Bakersfield formally launched Pride in the Classroom. Thursday evening, the program offered free LGBTQ materials, like rainbow flags, to schools in Kern County to encourage more inclusive environments.
We can give them the tools necessary so that they can do more, so that they can reach out to their children.
PFLAG meets at the First Congregational Church, and all meetings are open to the public. I'm Karen Waugh, 17 News.
Hundreds of people gathered last night to remember those killed this week in a deadly dive boat fire. 34 of the 39 people who were on the Conception died after the boat somehow burst into flames and then sank early Monday. The 5 people who survived were crew members. Divers have recovered 33 of the bodies. 1 person remains missing. Last night, some 300 people gathered in Long Beach, lighting candles and throwing flowers into the ocean in remembrance of those killed. Meantime, the owners of the dive boat filed a lawsuit Thursday to head off potentially costly litigation. Truth Aquatics, which owned the Conception, filed the action in U.S. District Court in Los Angeles under a pre-Civil War provision of maritime law that allows it to limit its liability. Investigators are still trying to figure out what sparked the fire that wrecked the boat. It remains upside down at the bottom of the ocean. NTSB investigators are mapping the boat wreckage with sonar technology before they pull it out of the water.
A man is behind bars accused of breaking into a popular Bakersfield eatery. On Wednesday, the double door to Luigi's was shattered and parts of the restaurant was sprayed with a fire extinguisher. Yesterday, Bakersfield police arrested 27-year-old Manuel Roque. He faces charges of felony burglary and vandalism. He is being held on $20,000 bail and is due in court later today.
They're world-famous grapes grown right here in Kern County, and now a man accused of stealing them faces jail time. Yesterday, Carlos Santiago pleaded not guilty to 2 charges, including grand theft. KCSO says Santiago stole cotton candy grapes from a vineyard owned by the Grapery and then tried to sell them online. Detectives arrested Santiago earlier this week and say he had $300 worth of stolen grapes with him, being held on $10,000 bail and is due back in court on the 17th.
Well, still ahead this morning on Sunrise, the wildfire burning in the Southland continues to grow. The latest on the fire burning southeast of Los Angeles.
Plus, this morning, Kern County supervisors want to take a new step to help people living on the streets. What it could mean for the homeless population if the plan moves forward.
Welcome back to 17 on Set. Joining us this morning are Dr. William F. Baker Jr. and Jacqueline Ostheimer. They are here to talk about the Centric Health Multi-Specialty Symposium happening tomorrow. So good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, first, Jacqueline, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about this event and what its purpose is.
So the Multi-Specialty Symposium is basically a large conference that we're bringing here to the Central Valley, where we've brought speakers in from the top leading speakers from Cedars, UCLA, UCSF, and then here locally with our company Centric Health. And basically the point of it is to bring education, bring the newest in advancements for medicine to our doctors, PAs, nurse practitioners, even nurses, medical students are welcome. And one of the greatest things about it is that it's a completely free event.
Oh, that's awesome. And so they're really focusing on the students too, as you said, correct?
Right. Well, we want to focus on students, but also really a primary care, all the specialties. We're really trying to hit on everything because for the longest time, you know, you have to kind of travel either to Los Angeles or travel up to San Francisco to get something like this. And we're actually bringing this here to the Central Valley. So it's something really special for us.
And Dr. Baker, from your point of view, how can this be beneficial to people in the medical industry?
Oh, medicine changes rapidly, and understanding what the current best practices are is not that easy. Physicians, of course, are working long hours, seeing many patients every day, and just as everyone else, we gain knowledge from medical journals, from things we read, and from the internet. But hearing from outstanding speakers allows us to make sure that our practice is on the cutting edge here in Kern County. And that's a real advantage. We live sandwiched between major metropolitan areas in San Francisco and Los Angeles that do have state-of-the-art facilities. In Kern County, it's important that we provide for our community the same high quality of care, the same best practices in a variety of specialties that is available in those areas. And so the whole point of bringing these specialists and other lecturers to our community is to allow our physicians here in Kern County the ability to access that knowledge, compare our practices to the best standards in the world, because that's what these centers represent.
Great for those who are practicing, great for the patients too.
It is great for the patients, and that's what's really important. Physicians are part of the community. Our whole healthcare community is a serving community. We serve our patients. We serve the Kern County community, and we want to make sure our family and our friends as well as ourselves, receive the best in medicine here at home, so that we don't have to travel to get the best. We can get it right here. And for the first time in Kern County, we're not just presenting a symposium that's one specialty, cardiology or endocrinology or some other specialty, but it's a broad multi-specialty symposium which covers diabetes, it covers the cardiovascular disease, it covers blood clotting, it covers depression, men's health, women's health. These are the sorts of topics that, as primary care physicians, I'm an internist, that we deal with every day.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This sounds like a great symposium. And if you want more information, you can go to kget.com. But a reminder, it's tomorrow, 7:30 to 1:30 at the Marriott, and you do need to register. We'll be right back after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back to News 17 Business Watch. A handful of car makers are joining forces to develop technology to put an end to kids dying in hot cars. General Motors, Ford, Fiat, Chrysler, and Toyota have announced a commitment to make rear seat reminder systems standard equipment in almost all cars in the U.S. by 2025. So far this year, 35 children have died after being left in overheated cars. 53 died from those circumstances last year. Nissan, Hyundai, Kia, and Subaru already offer rear seat reminder systems as an option or standard on several models. Amazon is saying sorry. The retailer accidentally shipped copies of Margaret Atwood's new book early. The Testaments is a sequel to Atwood's 1985 novel, The Handmaid's Tale. Amazon said yesterday a technical error led to some customers getting copies of the book this week, days ahead of Tuesday's publication date. Amazon didn't say how many orders were shipped early. Maddie?